Now, I have with me here the Western Regional Women's Football Chairperson. She's been here from day one to the final day. I want to find out from her how impressed she was, especially with the girls' football.
Well, personally, I was impressed. Yes, most of the girls, especially playing for Adiambra Senior High, some play for Ekma ladies, some play for Christ ladies, and other things. I think this time round, women soccer in schools is gradually improving. Unlike previous years, you realize the ball is going to one end, the entire team follows the football to one end. This time round, it's improving. And aside its improvement, the euphoria, the enthusiasm from even the teachers. Unlike previously, it's female football, but this time round, they've attached a lot of seriousness in their preparation and everything. Personally, it's just unfortunate Adiambra lost because for me, they were the best team I tipped to win, followed by Shama. So losing by a long goal to Shama, it wasn't surprising anyway, because at least Shama is also having one or two players who, in terms of football, they play for a team, they are active, they are aggressive and all that. But all in all, I think women football at the school level is gradually improving, and it will help the region and it will help the nation at large, because as I said, most of them are playing for clubs. Fijai have few players playing for club and other schools. Just that I think it's time the heads accept the fact that sport is part of the curriculum activity. I always say sport is not part, like we won't have PE teachers in schools, so they should allow the people to exhibit what they have. Allow them to come and watch their fellow students, because sometimes it's disheartening. Schools, some players will be on the field playing, others will be in the classroom learning. And sometimes a parent wants support his or her daughter to take that trend. But all in all, I think Takoradi Zone, Secondary Zone this time round, the level have really gone up.
Now let's compare quickly between Takoradi Zone and Secondary Zone. We had Bompe play Archbishop in the Takoradi Zone final, and this time around it was Adisek versus Shas, which they lost to Shas. Comparing the quality and the standard of play, which one would you go for?
In terms of quality, I would say Secondary Zone girls schools have more female players in individual quality, because most of them play for clubs. Unlike Takoradi Zone, you get at least two from Bompe, one from Portes. It's intertwined, one here, one here, one here. Adisek, for instance, have about 6 or so players playing for Ekman ladies. They have some players playing for Christ ladies. They have some playing for Wisdom ladies. Mesek had a player playing for Wisdom ladies. Unlike Takoradi, the chunk is not there. So that makes the quality, especially comparing the two final, Secondary Zone were a bit higher than Takoradi Zone. Aside that, Mesek playing, let's say, Dabwase is a non-match. Any school from Takoradi competing with Mesek and, let's say, Dabwase, even Tadisco will have an upper hand over these two schools, because at least they have one or two qualities. But with Secondary, as I said, the 2 schools or 3 schools that have more qualities are Adisek, Shas, Fijai. That's the school that have the more players in them.
Quick one on the boys division. You saw GSTS, Tadisco. You have seen Adisek and Mesek. Which one would you go for?
It's a difficult.
Putting your affiliation aside.
Oh, no. I can't put my affiliation aside.
Put your Tadisco flag aside as a neutral.
Okay, as a neutralist and objectively, still Adisek have quality players in their team, more than Tadisco and GSTS. In the final, Adisek still have quality players. Most of them are playing for clubs, 2nd division clubs, juvenile clubs, 3rd division clubs. So still they have their quality. That's why I said it's time. Someone was telling me about how Shaibu got admission at Adisek, and I was surprised because he opted to go to GSTS. With his grade, he opted to go to GSTS. But before you realize, he's in a camp of Adisek, meaning Adisek for now, we should watch out for them because they are really ever prepared. The fact that you are a sports person, Adisek is ready to admit you in the school. This is what other schools have to do. If you don't do that, you realize the best players always seeing them in one zone or in one school, of which it doesn't help. Other regions, Ashanti region, Greater Accra, Central region, that is what they do. It's time our heads accept I always say the talent was given to you by God, not an individual. So if you decide to hide someone's talent, give the person admission, guide the person. I know of a sports girl. She's now an accountant at what do you call it? Either Hasco or Bwedi Senior High. She attended Fijai. She was a volleyball player. So give them the chance, give them the needed advice and assist them. Gone are the days that we have a perception Kobolos play football. No, it's time we change our perception that footballers, sportsmen and women can do something in society.
Now, with regards to the spectatorship, personally, I observed that secondary zone had more numbers than Takoradi zone. Imagine one brand deciding to make visible its brand or items or souvenirs or whatever to these eyeballs, the kind of mileage that they would have gotten. But we don't even have one particular sponsorship on such a competition. What is your take?
Seriously, Western region have a problem. Simple.
Not just the school games.
No. We have a problem.
Okay.
I just made reference a match we played on Sunday, and an MP. A female MP have been able to raise 25,000 Ghana cedis as a motivation for faith ladies. Wow. An MP. What can't we do in the region? It's not necessarily that people are not ready to support. We have a problem. We don't have leaders in the region. If Esla Owusu can give faith ladies 25,000 Ghana cedis because they are coming to meet Hazakes ladies in a leg match, how many MPs do we have here? So not that the teams or the organizers are not ready. Personally, I'm playing my Division 1 league. Number of letters I have sent out, not even pure water. Not even pure water. So yes, with the numbers, I will say the final game, yes, today it was a little higher than Takoradi zone. But the other days, I will tip Takoradi zone because they came in their numbers. Look at the location of schools in Takoradi. GSTS, St. Mary's, what do you call it? Mpoho. Even in Mpoho, they didn't attend. Bedu Bonsu, Sanko. Look at their locality. But here, someone can walk from Fijai, from Seko, from Adrembra, from Mesek, from St. John's. They cannot come here. But Takoradi, it's not like that. So I feel personally, even the spectatorship was down compared to Takoradi, except the final. For the final, thumbs up. And you know our brothers, TTI, no matter what, they will come, they will support. But I think to this time round, we didn't have any incidents. We had incidents free. Everything was on point. But one advice to the teachers, they should understand that the referees are human beings. Human beings are bound to make mistakes. The insults and the complaints is too much. Even Colina was making mistakes. How much more a second division, a class 3 referee? How much more a class 3 referee, a class 1 referee, a class 2 referee? It is time they accept that they are human and humans are bound to make mistakes. Aside that, there are 2 zones, everything is on point.
Thank you very much.